go into, I'm going to be reading to you tonight. We're going to do something real special here tonight. I want to be talking to you tonight about the Egyptian Pantheon. The Pantheon means a house of God. That's what a Pantheon is. Tonight we're going to be talking about Egyptian Pantheon. So that's going to be the title of this, Jeremiah. Egyptian Pantheon. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the Egyptian Pantheon. Pantheon means a house of gods, all theos. You got Pan, which means all, Pan, which means all, and then theos. When they spell it, when we go there's a bit T-H-E-O at little s, it means all gods. It means all gods. Now, many believe that Egypt was a polytheistic. They believe that Egypt was polytheistic. Poly means many, and then we got theistic, which means God, comes from theos, which means God or gods. They believe it was polytheistic or many gods, but they were monotheistic. They were monotheistic with many or polymorphic. I would say polymorphic, many shapes or many forms of God. That's what I would say. And that's what your best scholars would tell you, that they was not polytheistic, they was monotheistic with many forms of God. That's what they were. So in these lectures that I'm listening to, it's called the Great Course. It's called Religion in the Ancient Mediterranean World. They say the Great Course is teachings that engages the mind. So that's what I want you to learn. I want you to learn how to engage your mind. So I'm going to be teaching from one of these lectures. I'm going to be doing these lectures, at least 2 or 3 of them in a row, so you can get a clear understanding of how the Egyptians worship God and their many forms of God. And this is very important for us to understand, because these many forms of God we will see as we go through the scriptures in our Bible studies on Thursdays, Sundays. We will see these many forms of God, and during your study, your personal study, you will understand more about your Bible. You would understand more about your Bible and what's going on in the scriptures as you study quietly. It's a story. I can't even say, it's a reality about a people. That's what the Bible is. It's a reality about a people. Begin with some start with Abraham, but it began, I would say it began with Adam, with the lineage of Adam. In Genesis chapter, let's go to Genesis chapter 5. Many begin with Abram, but it's a lineage about a people that begin in chapter 5, and I would say yes, it began in chapter 5. In chapter 5, the book of Genesis say, this is the book of the generations of Adam, of the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. All the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Then it gives us the lineage of Seth. Seth is the one that replaced Abel. Seth takes the place Seth takes the place of Abel, whom Cain slew. We see that in Genesis chapter 4, verse 25. Adam knew his wife again. She bare a son, called his name Seth. But God said, she hath appointed me another seed in place of Abel, whom Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then at that time that Enos was born, began men to call upon the name or the character and the authority of the Lord. Meaning, if they call upon his name, they have relationship. That's why they're calling upon him. That means they have relationship. So it gives us the family of Seth, beginning in verse number 6. And I say the call began here with this lineage of Shem, or the lineage of, with Adam, with the lineage of Adam, not Shem, with Adam, Adam's spiritual lineage, Adam's spiritual family, because Adam is listed in the genealogy of Jesus Christ in the book of Matthew and in the book of Luke. If I'm not mistaken, let's look over there and see. We go to the genealogy. We go to genealogy. And we go to Luke chapter 3. And we look at Luke chapter 3. We look at Luke chapter 3. And we look at verse number 38. Luke chapter 3, verse number 38. It says, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. So if you want to do some reference, if you a good Bible scholar a good Bible disciple, I shouldn't have to tell you, you can put Genesis chapter 5, Genesis chapter 4, verse 25 and 26 at the end of Luke 3:38. Then in the book of Matthew, so you guys need to learn how to take notes. That's what you need to learn. You need to learn how to take notes. Many of you don't know how to take notes. You don't know what to write and what not to write. Yes, and I was right. It was in the book. The book of Luke. That's where you find it in. It's not in. What am I trying to say? Matthew. He starts with Abraham. Matthew, he starts with Abraham. And he does not even in the genealogy of Matthew, he does not even list, he does not even mention Adam at all. He does not even mention Adam at all in the genealogy in Matthew. He mentions Adam in the genealogy of Luke. Look at the genealogy of Matthew, you will not find Adam listed in the genealogy of Matthew. In the book of Matthew, you won't find Adam listed in the genealogy, but you'll find him listed in Luke 3:38. So, I would say that's where it began at. Then, I said in chapter 5, we want to go to chapter 5, we want to go to verse number 29. He's talking about the family of Seth, and we know we can take the whole 5th chapter and just put it right there at the end of Luke. We take the whole 5th chapter and put it right there at the end of Luke. But when you get to verse number 29 in Genesis, it says, and he called his name Noah, It says, verse 28, and Lamech lived 182 years, he got a son. He called his name Noah, saying, the same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. Now, see, as we're going to go through here, we're going to learn more and more and more and more. So now, again, mentioning if you're a good Bible scholar, a good disciple, what is a scholar? If you're a good learner, you should have seen something right there when I read that. Another time that God is driving this point home, and if you a good Bible scholar, you've seen it, and it is because of the ground the Lord hath cursed. And then we remember that in Genesis chapter 3, it says in Genesis chapter 3, if you're a good Bible scholar, you mark these things in the Bible as you go along. In the sweat of thy faith, verse number 19, and verse number 17, and to Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened to the voice of your wife, as eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. Cursed is the ground. So we got cursed in the ground in Genesis chapter 3, verse number 17. This is why it's good to be at these Bible studies on Monday night. I keep telling y'all that. If you can make every one of them, you should. This is why you're going to be edified. This is how you're going to learn. And you're going to find yourself surpassing those that's in here and knowing more than them and being more obedient to the Word of God and more serious about the Word of God than others are who always got an excuse for not being here, who put the world and their rest, what they got to do at home, and their children and their bodies before the Word of God. That Word told you present your body a living sacrifice. Now, I'm not stupid. You know the body don't want to go. Present it as a sacrifice. So then, if you're paying attention, you can take those two verses and then you can go all the way over in the book of Luke where we read yesterday, and this is being a good Bible scholar, Van, and understanding your word and remembering and knowing your word. Many of y'all probably didn't forget, probably didn't remember this. When I see it, this is how I study, this is how it comes to me. In Luke chapter 12, verse number 16, it said, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man. What kind of ground? The cursed ground. There go right there. That's what I'm trying to get y'all understanding. These things y'all need to see as y'all go through these scriptures. That will make you a good student of the Bible, and you'll learn and you'll know your Bible. So we already over in the book of Luke. We can put Genesis chapter 3. We put Genesis chapter 3 in verse number 17. And also we put Genesis chapter 4. Genesis chapter 5. That's Genesis chapter 5. This is why I'm telling you about taking notes. Many of you don't know how to take notes. You just want to write things down that you want to write down. This is how you can show, giving them 2 or 3 witnesses that the ground is cursed. Everything that comes from the ground is cursed. Everything. Everything that comes from the ground is cursed. That's Genesis chapter 5 and verse 29. Genesis 5 and verse 29. That's how you study your Bible. I pray that you guys learn how to study. I'm going to show you how very God's will be done. I was watching a YouTube teaching of Willie Rodriguez today. And he rebuked some members of Jim Brown's ministry, and it was very serious. And I'm going to show it God's will be done. I'm going to bring my iPad. God's will be done Sunday. I want everybody to see it and show you what a so-called quote, those who hate me, ran down to Jim Brown and show y'all what they went into. not knowing what's going on. Just trying to hurt me. Cause me some pain. And I'm gonna show y'all God's will be done. We hear it Sunday. I'm gonna show you a YouTube video what's going on down there, what has been going on there since Jim Brown started teaching tithe and everything else in teaching. It is sad. I'm gonna show you how blessed you really are at this ministry. You guys really don't understand. I heard a lady teach on TD Jakes today. I watched that and said, why I left the Potter's house. And she said, and the reason she said she left is because TD Jakes made the statement, the Bible does not give us answers to everything that's in the Word. So when she said that, she just got up and left. The Bible addresses every area of your life and your world. It's crazy. And she said, when he said that, she got to left. Now, so tonight, what we're going to do, we're looking at Mizraim. I want to read out of this transcript I got on these lectures I got. And I want to teach you, you need to learn how to engage your mind. You guys don't know how to engage your mind. You don't know how to engage your mind. Engaging your mind means you listen with your mind. I'm going to read. I'm going to show you some pictures. I'm going to show you what I've been studying. I'm show you how I'm learning this stuff. But you're going to have to engage your mind. You got to focus. You're going to have to focus. And that's what I do. This is how I learn. This is how I exercise my mind. As I was telling Mama Rhonda and I was telling Van, y'all getting old. Cleo, you getting old. Mixon, you getting old. Y'all guys really need to be exercising your mind. The mind is what's going to keep you young. The mind is what's going to energize you. You need to stop listening to these stupid doctors all the time and believe them everything they tell you. That's one thing y'all can't understand. You got to understand you are a Middle Eastern person. You are not no damn American. You're not coming from no American. But we engage our mind and listen to what that doctor says before we will listen to what the pastor and the Word of God says. That's what our problem is. We trust man. That handout I gave y'all yesterday, you need to read that tonight again, especially the last one, when they tell you you need to find out how really bad off you are. We really don't know how bad off we are. I said we. We really don't know how bad off we are. We are in a terrible shape. At least I know I am in one. I don't know about you, but I know I am in a terrible shape. I know I'm messed up. I know it. I know it. Nobody don't got to tell me. I know I'm jacked. Problem is you don't know it. You don't know it and you don't truly believe it when you hear it. So we're going to be talking about the Egyptian Pantheon tonight. So I'm going to begin reading out of this book I got. This teaches you to engage your mind. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to engage your mind. You're going to have to use it. You're going to have to use it. Okay. I'm going to read to you exactly how it reads out of the book. In our last lecture, we looked at Egyptian creation mythology. And we discovered certain recurring ideas about the relationships among the gods and the cosmos. In this lecture, we will consider the results of the creative act. That is, the hierarchy of gods in the Egyptian pantheon. And we will look toward the end of the lecture, particularly at the different Egyptian sun gods. I'm going to teach you all of this. Now, the Egyptian pantheon, or hierarchy of gods, includes a wide variety of deities. Do everybody know what a deity is? Yes. What is a deity? A god. Right, it's just another fancy American way of saying God. And there's no single obvious way to categorize the gods of ancient Egypt. Really, to do so is much more a matter of convenience to the modern scholar and the modern person, because they struggle with understanding these many forms, polymorphic, not many gods. I'm teaching you many forms because I truly believe they were monotheistic based on Romans chapter 1 verses 18. I believe that's through 23. And through my studying, I see many forms, not many gods. And not really a reflection of the way the Egyptians themselves thought about the divine world. We seem to have this urge, he's talking about scholars, we seem to have this urge to categorize and systematize, which the Egyptians didn't necessarily share. And I got so many books on Egyptians now, and I'm really thankful to God for giving me the understanding of what I'm studying. And I'm truly starting to understand it very well. At the same time, Mizraim did think of the gods as forming a hierarchy. Just as they, that's the gods, lived in a hierarchy with the Pharaoh at the top and various other levels of society underneath his authority. It was an autocratic or autocracy environment. It says, now you will remember that we talked about the Enad. That's the Enad right there. That's what you call the Enad. On here it say, above Enad of Heliopolis, with the king as Horus. With the king as Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, second shrine of Tutankhamun, Amun, 18th dynasty. 18th dynasty. 18th dynasty. What is that? 18th dynasty, Egyptian museum in Cairo, Egypt. It's the Ennead. You got Horus with the sun god on his head, the face of the hall. You got the king, got a king here, got a king here, you got a queen here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's an Enad or Ennead. Ennead or Ennead or Ennead. That's 9. It means 9. It means 9. E-N-E-E-A-D. It means 9. That's what you have there. You have 9. At the bottom it says, write 9 geese, probably representing, they had the goose on the head, right? 9 geese, probably representing the members of the Theban Ennead headed. That's down Thebes. That's Thebes. I need to put me a map in here. I'm going to do that next. That's down in Thebes. You should have a picture of it in your mind, as I showed you the map. The Theban Ennead headed by Amun. That's Amun. We're going to look at the moon. I'm going to show you the god Amun. So I run these here so you can see. It said, now you remember that we talked about the Ennead, the 9 chief gods. The 9 chief gods who was the first products of divine creation. Where's my other book? The nine chief gods of the divine creation, the Ennead. And so we talked about the Ennead. Help me, Holy Spirit. We talked about the Ennead. We talked about the Ennead. And what book did I have? I should have put that. I'm going to put it in here right now. The Ennead. We talked about the Ennead. I'm going to put it in here right now. Where is it? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, this one I need to put a map there. I'm over here. What else do y'all want to do? Okay. That's your Ennead right there. You see Atum, Shu, Teth, Nut, Gad, Nut, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Set, and Horus. I found out why she put Anubis there. Anubis was supposed to be a god of the underworld too. So that's why she, the lady who we watched the video, who did the video, who set this up, I found out why she put the Anubis in there. We're going to talk about Anubis in a minute. If you look on the side, you see it say the Heliopolitan Ennead. You got Atum, Shu, Tefnut, Gea, Nut, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Set, and Horus. That's the Ennead. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, because Isis, somebody is left. Seth! Seth is not in there. I don't believe Seth is a member of the Ennead. Hold on. That's why I got my book. But I want to make sure I tell y'all, here you go, right? I need to tell y'all this right. Tell y'all this right. We'll go to the Enneads here. Yeah. The Enneads. Okay, here we go right here. The Greek term Ennead is the equivalent of the Egyptian Hezajet 9, which you may refer to any or many groups of God. Hezajet 9. But I want to make sure I tell y'all this right. P-E-S-E-D-J-E-T. The Hezajet, which you may refer to any group of 9 gods. In the pyramid text, for example, we find the great Ennead, lesser Ennead, dual Ennead, plural Enneads, and even the 7 Enneads. As 3 per plurality multiplied by itself, the number 9 seems to have represented the concept of a great number and was used of many groups. Most commonly, the number appears in conjunction with the great Ennead of Heliopolis, which bound together 9 related deities. The group consisted of Atum, the so-called father of the Ennead, his children Shu and Tefnut, grandchildren Geb and Nut, and great-grandchildren Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. A variant of this Ennead included Horus the Elder as the second born after Osiris. There you go, man. All right. Thank you, Lord. All right. Okay. The 9 chief gods who were the first products of divine creation. They, as the 9, stood at the head of the divine hierarchy. But I will remind you that their position in the hierarchy was not dictated by their order of creation, but by their role in the governing of creation. The primary gods who had to do with human society then are the last in the line of creation. The children of Geb, and Nut. They are the ones that have to do with human society. They are last in the line of creation. The children of Geb and Nut. And those 4 are Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Even these gods are not the immediate rulers of humanity. This is a role that falls to the chief sun god, either the sun god as the initiator of creation, such as Amun, or the sun god as the final product of creation, as in the case of Horus, who is the son and successor of Osiris. We may classify the gods according to the nature of their primary associations. But when we do so, we should keep in mind that many of the gods transcended the primary attributes and became involved with a wide range of human activities and concerns. Some of them took on a great deal of prominence and went beyond their original attributes and concerns. Now, the creation stories have already acquainted us with several of the gods associated with natural phenomena. These gods also represent the cosmic elements, the elements that's in the sky. That's what cosmic means, the cosmic elements that are brought about into being through the process of creation. Those are the cosmic elements. Among this group, for example, is Nun or Nun, N-U-N. Nun represents the primordial. When you see the word primordial, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but P-R-I-M-O-R-D-I-A-L. I tell you guys about understanding and looking words. You can see the word order here, and you can see the word prime here, which means first. Primordial means original or first in beginning. That's what primordial means. It means original. Among this group, for example, is Nun, a Nun, representing the original waters of the abyss. Now, we know that the abyss, in the book of Revelation, the abyss, in the book of Revelation, abyss, in the book of Revelation, talks about the abyss. The book of Revelation and the word abyss, book of Revelation, you're not going to find abyss in the Bible, but it is in Revelation 9 in the term bottomless pit. The word bottomless pit is the word in Revelation 9, abusos. That's where we get the word abyss. Revelation 9 is called the bottomless pit. And she was supposed to be the original, the principal. Nun or Nun was supposed to be the ruler or the rule of the bottomless pit. And that's what the world is. That's what the earth is. It's a bottomless pit. It's a place of no knowledge. It's a place of no knowledge. That's what it is. It's chaos. I love this teaching. It's chaos. In Revelation 9, it tells us it's the bottomless pit. The word abuso is the word of no intellectual profundity. It means chaos. And that's what the world is. That's what America, and that's who Nun was a principle of. Notice it's a woman. That is a woman, and that is chaos. That's America. That's the world. The world is chaos. Nun represents the original waters of the abyss, the rule of chaos. Among this group are the 8 gods of the Ogdoad. The 8 gods of the Ogdoad. Well, I meant good. The 8 gods of the Ogdoad. This is the Ogdoad. These are the 8 gods of the Ogdoad. And you got to engage your mind. This is how you engage your mind. This is the Ogdoad. Ogdoad means 8. I just showed you the 9, which is the Ennead. Now this is the Ogdoad. O-G-D-O-A-D. The Ogdoad, that means E-I-G-H-T. 8. This is the Ogdoad. You see here it says the 8 head deities, the 8 H-E-H-E-H, the 8 head deities who, along with the god Shu, supported the divine cow. The divine cow, we're going to be looking at that. I'm going to show you that. That is Hathor. Hathor is the divine cow who supported the divine cow who represented the heavens in one version, you have different stories. It all depends on where you went. If you're in Heliopolis, if you're in Thebes, if you're in Memphis, it depends on what part of Egypt you are at, which story is going to apply. I love this teaching, but you must engage your mind. The 8 head deities who along with the god Shu supported the divine cow, that's Hathor, because I know by my studying, who represented the heavens in one version of Egyptian cosmogony. Two of these deities supported each lid or pillar of heaven. Outermost shrine of Tutankhamun, 18th dynasty. You see these pictures related to each other from the museum in Cairo. It says the Hermopolitan, you're not in Heliopolis now. Now you're going to move from one part of Egypt to another part of Egypt, so you're going to get a different story. It's just like going from Blue Island to Dalton, you're going to have two different stories. You get over to Olympia Fields, you're going to have another story. You get to Hazel Crest, you're going to have another story. Same people, but each one of these people, based on their location in Egypt, in Chicago, each one of them has a different story. That's why the modern scholars, they want to categorize it, but you can't, because Blue Island has a different story, Hazel Crest has a different story, Dalton have a different story, and Olympia Fields have a different story. Same God, but we got our own version of this God, or the way we see him. That's what it means. So it said the Hermopolitan Ogdoad was visualized in the form of 4 frog-headed deities and their 4 respective consorts or female equivalents who were snake-headed goddesses. So you can see why God had the frogs there, why he just sent them there to show them that he was overpowering and he was turning their gods against them. It was frogs everywhere. So now you can have a picture of what's going on when God is dealing with Egypt. It is very important. So they made these snake-headed goddesses and they made frog-headed goddesses. Instead of them worshiping the creature, they worship the creator. Instead of them worshiping the creator, they begin to worship the creature. Okay? We understand. Okay? So now, it said the Hermopolitan Ogdoad was visualized in the form of 4 frog-headed deities and their 4 respective consorts or female equivalents or their wives. You know what a consort is? That's their wives, their consort, it was their mates. It said the Hermopolitan Ogdoad was visualized in the form of 4 frog-headed deities and their 4 respective consorts or female equivalents who were snake-headed goddesses. The nature... What's that? What's your mouth? The nature of these deities was based on the symbolic idea of these animals as chthonic, earth. C-H-T-H-O-N-I. See, that means earth. That's what chthonic means. As earth beings and as creatures associated with water. Everything was based upon that Nile. That Nile would rise, that Nile would fall, so they made the Nile River a god. They say the Nile River was a god. That Nile ran through Egypt, broke out into cataracts, and so they said the three realities that was in Egypt was the Nile, the 3 realities. And y'all should have them in your book, right? Right? You should. I gave it to you. What are the 3 realities? What are the 3 realities in Egypt? Who is speaking? Speak up, whoever started.
The sun, the Nile River, and the divine flow.
Amen. Those are the 3 realities in Egypt. That's what they worship. Everything came from those. All 3 of them was their gods. They worshiped the Nile, the divine Pharaoh, and what else, Erica?
The Nile River.
The Nile River, the divine Pharaoh, and what else, Erica?
The sun.
The sun. Those was the 3 realities of Egypt. So all the gods is going to be a representative or all the gods is going to be a form or has to do with those three realities. So you see the gods rising up out of the Nile River. Who is the gods that's rising up out of the Nile River? The frog and the snake comes out of the water. You got to engage your mind. You got to engage your mind. So now you see why God is judging the water in Exodus. You got to engage your mind. And if you engage your mind and you pay attention to how they was worshiping in Egypt, because that's who God deals with mostly in judgment in the scripture is Egypt. What got them in trouble was Egypt. When they made the cow, they made Hathor. And I'm going to show you Hathor. When Aaron built that calf, he said, these are the gods that brought you out of Egypt. It was a female cat. It was a female cow. It was Hathor. So you got to engage your mind. So it says the Abduad, which is 8. It says the Abduad, and if you pay attention, you'll see the bottomless pit. It says the Abduad was visualized in the form of four frog-headed deities. And we see frog, right away you engage your mind. What should come to your mind is water. Shouldn't it, Bumblebee? If you engage your mind, you have to engage your mind. You have to think. This is what we don't do. That's why we don't understand when we're reading our Bibles, because our mind is not engaged. All it is just we go on reading some word, and you think you don't read it, and you never understood none you read. So when I ask you the question that you understand and try to explain it to me, you can't, because you never read it. You just looked at the words. Your mind was not engaged. Your mind must be engaged when you read. You should be asking questions and trying, what does this mean? What is going on here? I think I need to stop and look this up. That's why you don't understand, because you don't engage your mind. You just performing a ritual. You don't know nothing about none you read. I'm understanding this. It says, the four frog-headed deities and their four respective consorts or female equivalents who were snake-headed goddesses. The nature of these deities was based on the symbolic idea or model. An idea ain't nothing but a model, a pattern, a symbolic model of these animals as earth beings and as creatures associated with water. Snake, water. Frog, water. And here, the original flood. What?
Is that where they got the Medusa from? Is that where that came
from? No, that's later on. No, that don't have nothing to do. That come out of Greek. That ain't, we in Egypt. Greek ain't even established yet. Hello? That's way down the line. We in the beginning. Hello? Everybody on one accord?
Yes.
All right, we in the beginning. So, the original flood, they go primeval, say primeval, primeval flood, from which the created world emerged. They say it came out of a bottomless pit. They say the original world came out of chaos, came out of noon. The bottomless pit, the individual deities comprising the Abduad were Noon, that's the god, and the goddess is Nanet. You got Hay, there we go. It says the 8 Hay deities. You got Hel, and you got Hahet. You got Ket, and you got Kaket. You got Amun, and you got Amunet. And I said it's a bottomless pit. It's a place of no knowledge. It's darkness. You got water, infinity, darkness, hiddenness, or wind. That's the world. That's the Abusos. That's chaos. That's Revelation 9. That's the bottomless pit. America is a bottomless pit. It's an Abduad. This is deep. This is deep. And so that's it. That's it right there. Now, I wanted to show you. Is that all I had on Abduad? Yes. That's all I had on Abduad, yeah. The 8 had deities along with the God, Shu, supported the divine cow. Oh, no, I got it. I know what I got. Who represented the heavens in one version of Egyptian cosmogony. Two of these deities supported each leg for a pillar of heaven. Animal shrine. We don't need that. I know what I got for you. Because I took some pictures. Where am I at? Where is my pictures? Where's my pictures? There go my pictures. Bam! There you go right there. There go the opposite way. You got 8. You got Shu holding up the. You got Shu. I'm gonna read the left and I'll just read it when I get there. But there go your opposite right there. I love this, man, so much. This just tears me up. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got Shu holding up the sky. Picture of the argument. This must be the goddess Hathor here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got Shu holding up. I'm going to read this in a minute. Let me show you what it says. Okay. The 8 gods of the Ogdoad, the 8 gods of the Ogdoad that are part of creation. Other elemental gods are Shu and Tefnut. And I already showed you Shu and Tefnut. Shu is the god of the air. I showed you Shu and Tefnut. Do you remember Shu and Tefnut? I showed you Shu and Tefnut. They go Shu and Tefnut right up under Atum. You got Shu and Tefnut right up under Atum. So that was Shu and that was Tefnut. Other elemental gods are Shu. Shu was the one in the middle, holding up the sky. Shu and Tefnut. Shu is the god of air, the goddess of moisture, and their offspring. Shu is the goddess of air, and Tefnut is the goddess of moisture. I can show you that. I won't this video. You got Shu, the goddess of air. You got Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. Those are cosmos gods, cosmogony. I mean, they in the sky, they in the cosmos, they up in the air. That's where air is. That's where air is. That's where moisture is. You got Shu, the god of air, and you got Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. You got their offspring, Geb and Nut. Geb is the god of the earth, and Nut is the goddess of the sky. So you got Shu, the god of air, Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. You got their offspring, Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, or Nut, the goddess of the sky. So you got all 4 of them right there. Shu, Tefnut, Geb, and Nut or Nut. And you can see it say cosmos on the side. Your Humanities Society, when I read it earlier, when I read the primary gods who had to do with the human society, last in the line of creation, the children of Geb and Nut, you look there as Isis, Osiris, Set, Nephthys, and Set. You got Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set. They are the children of Geb and Nut. Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set has to do with human society. It has nothing to do with the cosmos. You got your earth, human society gods, and you got your cosmos gods in the air. Your cosmos gods that's in the air that has to do with the air or the sky or moisture is Shu, Tefnut, Geb, and Nut. Geb and Nut. Geb is the god of earth, and Tefnut is his consort, or Nut is his consort, that's his wife. Okay? So, Geb and Nut are married. They join together. Geb is the male, that's the female. We on one accord?
Yes.
We on one accord?
Yes.
All right. These two birth these four. We on one accord?
Yes.
All right then. And then these two both whores. So these two right here, they brothers and sisters, right?
Right.
We devise them and they have sex, and that becomes this child, right? So what do Horus become? What do Osiris become to him?
The father.
What? What does Osiris become to him? That's his uncle, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's uncle.
It's his uncle.
Because those two brothers and sisters.
It's his uncle. Other elemental gods are Shu and Tefnut. Shu is the god of air. Tefnut, the goddess. This is your goddess. This is a goddess. This is a goddess. This is a goddess. This is a goddess. It's a god, it's a god, it's a god, it's a god. We on one accord. So you know the difference, you got male and female. We on one accord?
Yes.
Is that helping you, Mom?
Yes.
You understanding it better now, ain't you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This is your Abduay. You say other elemental gods are Shu and Tefnut. Shu, the god of air. Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. Then you got their offspring. Gel, the god of earth. Nut, or Nut, the goddess of the sky. To them, we may also add other elemental gods, such as two different moon gods. One of these is Tha. One of these moon gods is Tha. That's Tha. One of the moon gods is Tha, who is also, not only is he a moon god, he is a scribe. Everybody know what a scribe is? Yes or no? That's all day. Do you know what a scribe is?
Yes.
Do everybody know what a scribe is? No, everybody don't. If you don't know, say no.
No.
Thank you. So, JD, you can't say yes because everybody don't know. I didn't say that you. What do that mean? Right. One who right. What takes notes? Everybody should know what a scribe is. I taught you on scribe.
Yes. I didn't know.
I taught you on scribe. Scribe means to write and take notes for artists. Everybody should know. Everybody don't know. No, they don't. Everybody don't remember. I told you, you have to engage your mind. In studying like this, it's all mind. Because you ain't got no book in front of you. So you ain't got nothing to look at. So you know you're going to see how much you can and you do pay attention. Because I listen to this all day. I listen to this stuff 6-7 hours a day. I listen to this maybe longer than that. So I listen to this maybe like 8 o'clock. And I'll turn it off to about 3:30. I listen to it all day. That's all I listen to. I listen to when once I drop Joe's beside and imagine them off to school, that's all I listen to. Go through the house, doing my work, doing my study, that's all I listen to. I engage my mind. And you need to engage your mind. That's why y'all so weak. You do not engage your mind. Then you're using your mind for a lot of things you shouldn't be using for, and I ain't here to preach on that. That's Sunday's message. To them, we may also add other elemental gods, such as two different moon gods. One of these is Tha, who is also the divine scribe of the gods. He writes for them.
Spell his name.
T-H-O-T-H. 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 Thoth.
Orange.
Thoth.
He's a moon god.
That's a moon god. And a scribe,
He's scribe.
who is also the divine scribe of the gods. The other is Kansu. The other is Kansu. Well, you ain't Kansu. Well, make sure I put the right one up. The other is Kansu. I believe it's Kansu right here. Another is Kansu. Where my book at? Make sure I get it right. I believe that is him. I believe that's in him, but I'm not gonna guess. I'm not gonna guess. So do they Kansu, KHO 113, 114. I'm not gonna guess. Yeah, that's Kansu right. No, it's not Kansu. It's not Kansu. What? No, it's not Kansu. There go Kansu right there. See, that's why I said I didn't want it. And Kansu. That's Kansu. Kansu. Okay, that's Kansu. You got the beard. Yes. Let me go back to the other one. I know that's thought. I thought I had two pictures of them together. Oh, here you go right there. There you go. There you go. That's Thought and Kansu. I knew I had a picture. There go Thought and Kansu right there. Praise you. Thank you, Lord. One of these is Thought. Thought is the one. That's Thought and that's Kansu. That's Thought and that's Kansu. Maybe another picture. Yeah, two of them. That's Thought and that's Kansu. I know I had it. Yeah, I had it right here. Yeah, that was Kansu. Same one I got right here.
Like a vulture.
That other one wasn't. That's it. The other one I showed you.
Hey, Mom.
Okay. I knew I had two pictures. Thank you, Lord. All right. So these are moon gods. Thought. Let me give you the other one. Kansu. Khonsu. Kansu. These are moon gods. Khonsu. You got Thought, Tot, and Kansu. Khonsu and Thoth. That's a scribe. That's a Pharisee. Lord. One of these is Thought, who is also the divine scribe of the gods, and the other is Kansu, who is one of the divine triad in the city of Thebes. The other two gods are Amun and its consort Mu. Other gods also included aspects of natural phenomena, and notably, this was true, of course, of various sun gods, because it also included the goddess Hathor, whose primary attribute, the goddess Hathor, and I got something written here. Let's see what I got here. Hathor says something in the hand. Hathor. Get out the way. Hathor. Okay.
Look at Mama.
Hathor. He said he got an ankh in a hand. Oh, Hathor, that's Hathor right there.
Hey, Mama.
That's Hathor right there. That's Hathor. You can see her, she got the horns on her head. That's how you can tell her. She got the ankh in her hand, the sign of life. That's Hathor, the goddess. And she got the sun, she's supposed to give birth to the sun. That's Amun-Re, or Re, that's the sun god. That's the cow, picture the divine cow, That's her. See, she's prophesied. They made a body for her. She got the light in her hand right there that she's supposed to be giving her offering. But that's how you can tell. She got a control over life. You see it?
Right.
Thank you, Lord. Ark in the hand. Other gods also included aspects of natural phenomena. So what does she control? Flooding, tornadoes, natural phenomena, things that happen natural. Notably, this was true, of course, of various chief sun gods, but it also includes the goddess Hathor, whose primary attribute is the goddess of joy and goddess of divine vengeance. Sound like the Virgin Mary. Would seem to make her part of the cosmic setup, the cosmic design. However, in one myth, Hathor appearing in the form of a cow. Hathor appearing in the form of a cow. There she go right there, the form of a cow. You can see the horns on her head. You got to engage your mind. You can see the horns on her head. You got to engage your mind. You can see the horns on her head. You see the horns on her head there. You go back and we pull her up again. We pull Hathor up again. You can see the horns on her head. All you got to do, she's representative of the cow. She's the one that's giving life. She's representative of the cow. However, in one myth, Hathor, appearing here in the form of a cow, carries the sun god Ra away into the sky. The idea is that somehow he is threatened by humanity here on earth. He wishes to depart from the regions of the earth and to enter into the upper regions of the sky. So he climbs upon Hathor's back. He climbs upon Hathor's back. He climbs upon Hathor's back. She carries him up into the sky as her legs, excuse me. The idea is that somehow he is threatened by humanity. Here on earth, he wishes to depart from the regions of the earth and to enter into the upper regions of the sky. He climbs upon Hathor's back. She carries him up into the sky as her legs, which are firmly planted on the earth, grow longer and longer. Her legs grow longer and longer, and as her legs grow longer and longer, she raises up, and you can see Shu holding her up, lifting up to the sky. Her legs, which are firmly planted on the earth, grow longer and longer. After a while, it is necessary for 4 gods to hold on to the legs. Or you got 1, 2, you got the 3, 4 holding on to her legs. Hold on to her legs. This is all mythology. I think this is true. Something wrong with you. Let it all grow longer and longer. After a while, it is necessary for 4 gods to hold on to the legs, one assigned to each leg in order to make sure that she does not topple. In this story, it is the underside of Hathor's body that forms the firmament of heaven. Here we go right there. It's supposed to be the firmament of heaven right there. That forms the firmament of heaven. And her underside is decorated with stars. Stars. She's supposed to form, under her is forming heaven. And it's supposed to be up under her. She don't lift up the sun into the sky. Ra continues in the story because Hathor is believed to give birth to Ra each morning. Now, did I take a picture of that? Because I said I was going to take a picture of that. Did I take a picture of that? I said I was going to take a picture. Did I take a picture of that? Did I take a picture of that? I said I was, because I seen it in another book I had. I said I was going to take a picture of it. I said I was going to take a picture and show y'all the sun coming out of the mouth. They got the sun. I didn't take a picture of that. No, I didn't take a picture of that. Nope. I wanted to show y'all the sun coming out of her mouth. Okay, I didn't get it. No problem. All right. No problem. I had one probably next day. In this story is the underside of Hathor's body that forms the firmament of heaven, and her underside is decorated by the stars. Her underside is decorated by the stars. Ra continues in the story because Hathor is believed to give birth to Ra each morning and then to swallow him every night. So she gives birth to the sun out of her mouth every morning. Then when at night comes, she swallows him again. And when the morning comes, she let him back out. And when night comes, she swallows him again. That's death and resurrection. Death and resurrection. She swallows, she gives him back out in the morning. And that's what the damn fools over there believe. That Hathor is swallowing the sun in the morning. Right now, Hathor has swallowed the sun. In the morning, she's going to release him back out again. So right now, Hathor has the sun in her mouth. Right now, because it's dark outside. Hathor has swallowed the sun. Hathor is believed to give birth to Ra each morning when the sun rises. That's what they believe over there. Then to swallow him every night, only to give birth to him again the following morning. Hathor then, at least in one mythic story, is also involved as a cosmic element. Now, of course, the personification of natural phenomena, the sun, the stars, the air, the water, natural phenomena as anthropomorphic gods. That's what you're looking at. The natural phenomenon as anthropomorphic gods made like man that control nature and helps to make sense. Anthropomorphic gods that control nature, and help to make sense. They made all of these anthropomorphic gods. So they gave them a body. They made them all a body. You can see animal heads and men heads on them. They have animal heads, they have men bodies. They got they made a man's body, they represent some type of animal form. Now, of course, the personification of natural phenomena, that is the personification you're looking at now. They make personification, if you don't know, it means to make like persons. Personification, that means to make like a person. That's all it means, make like a person. Personification. It means to make like a person. That's all it means. We personified. You've never seen love, have you? I'm asking you again. Y'all can't hear me, man. Like I'm asking you a trick question. You never have seen love.
No.
What is Erica to you, Ronnie?
My fiance?
No, she not. What is that? What is Erica to you? What is Van to you, Mama Rhonda?
Love.
Oh, what is it?
Personification.
Thank you. He's the personification of love. You ain't never seen L-O-V-E.
No.
Now, Mr. Bowie, I bet you get this one right. What is Nicole to you?
What is Nicole?
Nicole. The personification of evil. What are you talking about? I bet you get that one though, right? She's evil personified. You never seen evil. You ain't never seen E-V-I-L.
Make like
ain't never seen EVIL. You ain't never seen EVIL. Have you? You tell me what it look like and what color it is. You ain't never seen no EVIL. Never. You can't see it. God is love. Now, you ain't never seen God. No man has seen God. No man. God is the personification of love. Hello?
Amen.
See, that's what I told you. You got to engage your mind. It shows you how much you engage your mind. Just believe it. You want to see evil, just think of somebody. Think of somebody. As you see, that's a personification of evil.
Hey, mama, what's that?
That's my mom. You know where to get that joke in from. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I hope your spouse will look at you as a personification of evil. Trickery. Think of somebody. Lying. Think of somebody. Deceptive. Think of somebody. Slick. Think of somebody. Just think. Arrogant. Think of somebody. Arrogant. Think of somebody. Prejudice. Think of somebody. Think of somebody close to you. Don't think of nobody distant. Think of somebody in your house and around.
What?
You know that's the personification of it. Pride. Think of somebody. Just think of somebody. You see the personification of it. Huh. Now you know what personification means. Personified. It's made into a person. Love was made into a person. Jesus Christ. Who's the personification of evil? You ain't never seen it before.
No, haven't.
Yes, I have. And you.
Amen.
You ever seen lust? No, you ain't never seen L-U-S-T.
Not
you never
personified. I've seen it
You've seen it
personified.
personified in who? Us! I'm talking about in us. You can see evil personified in us. We are all evil. It's personified. We are pictures of evil.
Amen.
You are a personification of wickedness.
Amen.
You're a personification of covetousness. You ain't never seen covetousness before.
No.
No.
But it's in you.
No.
What?
But it's in you.
And then you display it, don't you? Amen. So you would be a personification of covetousness, wouldn't you, Eric? I would be a personification of lust, wouldn't I, Jeremiah? You would be a personification of lust, wouldn't you, Caleb?
Yes.
You're a personification of lust. You ain't never seen L-U-S-T?
No.
Yes, I have. There you go right there. 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 You ever seen evil? I see evil right now. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. You sleep with it.
Right.
You lay down with it. But you ain't got it. Yes, I have. I see it right there.
That's why
So that's what y'all don't understand. So these are a personification. That's what is shoe? Somebody tell me what shoe is. Somebody, hey. Somebody tell me who shoe is. You gotta look at your notes in your book to tell me who shoe is. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to teach you. Who is Tefnut? Thank you. That's the moisture that's in there. That's the dew to be on the ground. The dew we see on the ground, when you see the moisture in there, was in there today, wasn't it?
Yes.
Who was that? That was Tefnut. Back them telling next door. Right?
Amen.
Who is Gil?
Personification of earth.
That's the earth. That's where the trees come out. Right? That's the person. So they made it a person. That's this anthropomorphic. So they had to make something that they can touch to make it real to them. They didn't have what? didn't have faith. They had to have something they could see.
Amen.
They had to have something they could see. So by them making, right? Coming out of their imagination, human reasoning. Well, this gonna. Now you start to understand these forms.
Yes.
Because all of these forms were supposed to come out of who? Who did it come out of? Atum. He was the creator God.
Yes.
He wasn't created. He created himself. And all of these came out of him. You understand it now?
No. No.
So Atum would be you. So Atum would be you.
Because all of the evil and
Amen!
everything come out of
The
them.
lust come out of you. The hatred come out of you. The covetousness come out of you.
Amen.
For from within, murder, fornication, evil thoughts come out of the heart within. You are a tomb. Now you understanding? So they are just many forms of God, aren't they? They're just forms that come out of God. Hello? So ain't this coming clear to you? This gonna be good. This gonna be good so you can see. All they did was now I gotta make a body so I can see it. I know it's there. Talk to me. I can feel it, can't I? I can see something happening, can't I? But I can't put my hands on it. So in my mind I know it's there. That's why I'm going to Romans 1:18 when they knew God. I know it's there because it's in my mind. I'm not a fool. I know it's there. Now I got to make me something to make it real to me. I got to make my mind real to me.
It's just like it show somebody else.
That's right. Let me show you what love is. There you go right there. Ain't no damn love. That ain't love.
I could.
You can't see love.
I could.
Quiet.
America not love. Your mama not love. Your daddy not love. Love can be displayed. Can it? Yes, it can. Love can be displayed or showed through you, but you are not it. You crazy. Much sin and full of lust and covetousness and wretchedness and hatred and evil is in us. It can be manifest through us, can it? That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You not love. Hell no. Yeah, you love me right now. Tomorrow you be ready to kill me. Love don't change.
Amen.
Hello?
Amen.
Hello?
Amen.
Well, you loved me last year, and now you pissed off. Now you love Susie Mae. You loved Billy last year. Now you love James. Hello? I was in love 15 years ago. What? And now I done fell out of love and back in love. You crazy. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's love right there. That's personified. Find out that she loves somebody else. That turns into what? Hate. Now I'm loving you for 50 years. And for 20 of them years, she had somebody down the street. You didn't know it. You finally found out. That love turned into, I'm killing you, I'm shooting you, but shooting you in the head. Hello? Y'all feeling me now? So, if Gab is conquered, they gonna make Earth another name, ain't they? They ain't gonna call him Gab, is they? They gonna call him Van, huh? But Van conquered Gab, right? You understand what I'm saying? You see why that's important? See, you engage in your mind now. You gotta make it a person, because they can't see it. They know it's there. They know that water. Something Something is raising that water up, and something is flooding our land and washing out all of our crops. And we don't have nothing to eat. It's a force doing that. We don't know what it is, but we know it has something to do with the water. Maybe it's the frog. So let's make us a frog god. No, it might be the snake. So we better make us a snake god. Oh, it might be the plants. They died too. Let's make us a lotus. We're going to worship the lotus or the plant or the marshes that where the water come out. Y'all feeling me?
Like they do with those tornadoes, they naming them.
Amen. They name the forces.
They name them forces.
They put a name on it. They call it Hurricane Dennis. They ain't called one after your name yet? They called one after my name. They ain't called one after your name yet? They had one after my name last year, Hurricane Dennis. Look it up.
Okay.
And I am. Y'all understand?
Yeah.
Now you're seeing some things.
Yeah.
And so that's why I tell you, you can make decisions. Because those your gods. Hatred will rule you on it. It'll take over your soul and make you want to take your mama's car and drive it into somebody and kill a woman. Take it! Out of the hard murder, crazy as hell. I'm kill him. It makes you take hatred. Never seen it before. Look at boy, the rider, people. You never seen it though.
You don't know that sin.
Sadness. Preach your song. Right? Laughter. Happy. Look at it. In your face. There you go, see? Never seen it before. It only can be personified.
Wow.
Y'all hearing me?
Amen.
Sleeping. Ain't never seen it. It only can be personified. It only can be worked through a person. So they didn't know how those things was happening, so they started worshiping nature. They didn't know how it was working, because they didn't know who. They didn't know God. When you don't know God, you blame it on people.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to drive the car and kill him. He ain't did nothing to him. What's wrong is it? Wrong. The reason you want to kill him is because you can't make him do what you want to do. You can't have your way. Isn't that true?
Amen. Amen.
So you worship the gods in you, ain't you? The gods is in you, your thoughts, your decisions. That's why I tell you, human reason is evil. Like, I was talking to Mama wasn't even last night. She said, human reason is evil. She said, I did not know human reason was that evil. Human reason is evil.
Quiet.
So now y'all understanding what they doing. Everything they made of God. Everything they made of God. So when the person went to hell, they had the God, she who devours. They call everything the she. I'll get to that later. Now you seeing this? Now you seeing some of this? It's good, man. Everything, now they got to make it a person. Y'all with me? Now, of course, the personification of natural phenomena as anthropomorphic God humanizes the forces. What did they humanize? Somebody tell me what they humanized. What did they humanize? Come on! Look at your notes. What did they humanize, Mama?
Air.
Air. Moisture. Earth.
Water.
Sky. What?
Light.
What do y'all got down there on the gods? We look at it right there. What did they humanize? I don't see no light on there. What did they humanize? What did they humanize? Hey man, you got it there, Cleo. What did they humanize? Moisture. Moisture. Look at it. You should have shoe. Shoe should be your first one. Air. They humanized air. They humanized moisture. Yeah.
Earth.
They made earth a human.
Nut.
What is that?
Sky.
They made the sky a human.
Osiris. God.
No.
No.
Oh, Isis.
Isis.
Isis was the throne
Isis is for the world.
of the world.
That's what ISIS is. That's what y'all need to understand. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. Atum is your sun god. Atum is the sun. He in the sky. He in the firmament. That's the cosmos. The cosmos is in the sky. Cosmogony. Those are different from the ones on the earth. You got Atum, Shu, Tefnut, Gil, and Nut. That's your firmament. That's your sky gods. That has to do with the cosmos. Then you got your world of living. You got your society, which is Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Seth, and Horus. Anubis is for the underworld. That's on the earth. You got to keep them separated and know. You don't know the difference, and that's what I'm going to teach you now. So you need to know the difference. So you need to make sure you know the difference. Because Shu, Tefnut, Gab, and Nut don't rule in the world. They don't. The ruling world is Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Seth, Horus, and Anubis is for the underworld. No, for the underworld. Hell, underworld. For the underworld. So he pictured the underworld. Hello? That's what he a picture of. He a picture of the underworld. Okay?
Horus is the earth.
He a picture of the underworld. Okay? You got to have you got your the demiurge. That's the head one, right? That's Atum. That's the sun. He created himself. Nobody created him. He created himself. Atum is the father of Shu, Tefnut. Right? His grandchildren is Gab, Nut, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Seth, Horus, and Anubis. Right? Right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you got your
Yes.
sky gods. Shu is for the what? Talk to me, man.
Yes.
Hey, come on. Keep reading. You don't try to guess it. You got it right in front of you. Shu is air. Tefnut, the moisture of the air.
Moisture of the air.
Right?
Amen.
Gab is for the earth.
Yeah.
And Nut is for what? Thank you very much. You got your cosmos god. Now that's for the cosmos.
Yeah.
Then you got to get the world of living where you at. Where you at now is Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Seth, Horus, and Anubis. So Anubis would be ruler of the underworld at the bottom of his pit. He'd be like that. He'd be like with the under the in down there with Noah. So that's what you got to understand. And y'all understand it? Are y'all
Yes.
understand it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, make sure you understand it. I won't put this up and you ain't understand it.
Nephthys.
It's the world of the living. You got it right up there.
I got parallel.
You got parallel.
I got
You didn't write your notes right. Parallel to who?
Isis.
Thank you very much. That's how your notes should be. Parallel to Isis. Nephthys and Isis. It was two. Roman Catholicism made it into one. Virgin Mary. That's what I told you. That's how you should have it. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, Atum, it don't say it, but Atum, right there, Atum, you should put sun god. Creator God. Atum is the sun god. He's the creator God. He created himself. Hello?
Yeah.
Personification of God. I make my own decisions. I decide. I do what I want to do. I don't care what the word of God say. I am a God. I am Atum. Huh? That's what Nimrod said. That's what Nebuchadnezzar said, didn't he? He said he was Atum, didn't he? He said, it's not this great Babylon that I have built. Didn't he? Yes, he did. Herod, he thought he was October. They worshiped him, and their worms ate him up in Acts 13, didn't they? I said the doggone worms in the magazine, and they ate him up inside out. Yes, they did. That happened. That was a true story. That ain't no myth. Those are not myths. What God took away from Nebuchadnezzar was his mind. Made him think he was a doggone ox down there eating grass.
Pastor,
What?
did you tell me that the pharaohs didn't let nobody know that they were dead? They were gods and...
That's right. That's what it is. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read it to you. Yes, I did. So we straight. We understanding what hatred is, that it's not, that it only can be personified, that it's real. Because I can see it in Van. And Van understanding was lust is, because Van can see it in me, in my actions. Yes, he can. What about forgiveness? How?
Can't see.
You only can be personified.
Can't see.
Only can be shown through a person. And the only one that this is what y'all don't understand is either God going to be showing something through you, or it's going to be the devil showing something through you.
Amen.
Because we evil by nature, so you cannot love. You don't know how. How you want to love? You don't know how. Don't tell me I ain't in love. What is it? What is love? Don't you tell me love is God. Because if you tell me love is God, then God is love. Love can't be God, because if love is God, love can create. You can't tell me love is God. Love is an attribute of God. Love is not God. If love is God, love created itself. Love is our tool man. Love has to be eternal then. No, it's not. God is love. God is love is an attribute and a characteristic of God. Love cannot create. Love is an attribute. Love cannot be God. Because if love is God and love is displayed through me, and I love Cleo, I'm God. And that's crazy. Because I'm a creation.
So what is love?
You have an attribute.
Love is a characteristic and an attribute. It's a characteristic and attribute. That's what love is. And you never had it. You never loved. You didn't know how. It's not that we love. We did not. You ain't never loved. You ain't never loved your child. I love my children. I love my... You a lie. You like them. Strong affection. Not agape. Never get it twisted. Stir gods. Don't get it twisted. Never agape. Never. 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 That's mine. This is mine. I'm going to take care of it and show strong affection towards it. It's just like a dog with a dog. With little puppies. Lions with lionesses. That's it. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care. Because you think you're God, and you're not. You know what love is. You know what love is your children going to turn out like the ones you've been beating the hell out of a long time ago. Some children ain't even had no doggone book, and they still doing what they want to do. 20, 30, 19, 18, 17, 15, 16 years old, they do what they want to do. So don't tell me nothing about no love. You tell me that. That's what love does. Love chases, love scourges. Love don't let them have their way. So love, joy. You ain't never seen joy before.
Oh, no.
You ain't never seen it before. You ain't never seen stupid before. Ignorance.
I've seen the personification of
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. You can see it personified in a person. You have never seen those things. That's the spiritual world. Whew. That's the real bumblebee. That's the real That's the real world. This is a temporary, pretended world. A world of supposition and assumption. Fending and defending. A world of sorry and apology. It's not real.
What? Or what?
It's real, don't have to apologize for being real.
What?
You got to engage your mind with this stuff. This is good for I'm teaching y'all this so you can learn how to engage your mind. You truly understand what spiritual is. You guys can understand what I'm saying when I told y'all. Sometimes I feel alone. You guys really don't be understanding what I'm saying, and I know you don't. Now, of course, the personification of natural phenomena as anthropomorphic gods. Give me a personification of natural phenomena.
Natural phenomena would be earth.
Who is that?
Earth is air.
Give me one, Van.
Hard.
Give me, you don't understand. Give me a personification of natural phenomena. Do you know what natural phenomena is, Van?
Something that you have to make real. You put your hand on church.
You don't understand. Tell them what natural phenomena is, Cleo.
It would be something that the earth has that you can use.
What?
You don't understand what natural phenomena is. What is natural? Do you understand natural phenomena, leader?
No.
Who in here think they understand natural phenomena? Natural phenomena, what is it, Mom?
Like rain,
Rain is a natural phenomenon. What else, Mom?
snow,
Snow is a natural phenomenon. I'll tell you something else, Mom. Where the rain come from, Mom?
the sky.
Who the rain come from?
Who?
Mama, be quiet, Mama. Who the rain come from, Mama B?
Teflon.
Thank you very much. Why do the rain come from Teflon, Bumblebee?
She's a goddess of moisture.
She's the goddess of moisture. It come out of who? It come out of who?
Is that your question?
Yes, it come out of who?
A tomb.
No, it don't.
They come out of nut,
Who is not?
sky.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Come out of nut.
Yeah.
The sky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, where?
I got, Noah was born out of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
You supposed, I don't care what you say. Nut came out of,
Sky.
nut came out of shoe and Teflon.
Yeah.
That's where nut comes from. There, go right up there. Nut is the daughter of shoe and Teflon.
Yeah.
That's a natural phenomenon. Give me another natural phenomenon. Give me a natural phenomenon, Cleo.
Air.
Who's that?
That's shoe.
That's right, air. That's natural. Because what Van don't understand what a natural phenomenon is. And they made it, and they humanized the force. Air is a force. Blow on your hand. You can feel, blow on your hand. That's a force. That's shoe. Right?
Yes.
That's what they said.
That's right.
Yes.
And they put a body on it in.
Yes.
There you see it right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, of course, the personification of natural phenomena as anthropomorphic gods humanizes the force that controls nature. Air control nature? Do air control nature?
Yes.
Do wind control nature?
Yes. Yes.
Do moisture control nature? Yes. Do the sun control nature? Yes. All right then. Earth. Earth control nature. Yes, it does.
Yes.
So it says, now of course the personification of natural phenomena, they didn't understand. That's why I tell you, you got to engage your mind. You got to listen to what I'm saying and follow along with your mind. When you're struggling understanding this, it's because your mind is weak. So I tell you, you got to use your mind. Now listen to this. You all should hear it. You all should hear it. It said, now, of course, the personification. What is the personification of the moon? Who is the personification of the moon?
Nut.
Who is the personification of the moon?
Nut.
What?
Nut.
No, it's not. You weren't paying attention.
Cartoon.
No, you're not. You're not paying attention. What's the personification of the moon? Ain't no personification of the moon up there nowhere. Well, what's the personification of the moon?
Sock.
God, I gave it to you. You asked me to write it down for you, and I wrote it down for you. The personification of the moon. They made it look like a man. That's what I told you. You asked me to give it to you, and I gave it to you. Personification of the moon, right there. There you go, right there. Got an abbot's bird head and a man's body. Anthropomorphic. That's the personification of the moon. That's the moon god. The moon is a natural phenomenon. The personification of natural phenomena as anthropomorphic gods humanizes the forces. They make the wind a human. They make the air human. They make water human. They make the sun human. They make the force into a human being. They take wind and make it a human. They take air and make it human. They take moisture and make it a human being. So they can make sense of it. Without that, they never would have understood it. They couldn't grasp it with the mind. That's why I said that over there in Romans. I keep saying the same thing, and you guys can't seem to put this. You guys can't seem to put this together. You guys can't seem to put this together when it says in Romans. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has showed it unto them, for the invisible things of Him. The invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. You can see the sun, you can see the moon, you can see the rain, you can see moisture, you can see the dew, you can see the moisture when you see the dew on the grass in the morning. You can see the sun, you can see the darkness, you can see the stars out there, you can see the clouds. That was invisible. Hello? I hope you know that was invisible. I hope you know that wasn't here. Oh, I hope you know that. I hope you know it ain't always been like this. I pray you do. The clouds was made. He made the firmament. He told you that in Genesis. In Genesis, he told you. They personified it and they made all of this a person. They made all of this a person so you can understand what they did. They made all of this a person. They made all of this a person. Genesis chapter 1, verse number 3. And God said, let there be light. They made it a person. And there was light. And God saw that the light, it was good, and divided light from darkness. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. They worshiped the day. They worshiped days. They literally worship days. It was 360. It was 360 days on the calendar. Many don't know it. Many don't know it. Many don't attest to it. It was 360 days on the calendar. 360 days on the calendar. The Egyptians are the one that added 5 more days. That's how we get 365 days. I know it. I know it. The child ain't no dog gonna tell you. He ain't gonna tell you. You increase this, you increase sorry, just I find it right quick. Yep, there you go right there. The gods were conceived of mainly in human terms. I'm going to read it again. The gods were conceived of mainly in human terms. How else was they going to be conceived? They weren't spiritual minded. They didn't know nothing. But not every quality, love is a quality. Love is an attribute of God. Love is not God, it's a quality of God. To them was totally different. But not every quality attributed to them was totally human. Like physical creatures, the gods were created. But the deities utterly derived from an original being who had been responsible for his own creation. Who was that? Thank you very much. See how quick you answer. See how quick you answer. You understand it. See how, you ain't even have to think about it, did you? As soon as you heard that, you knew, didn't you? That's what I'm talking about, Mama. You grasped it. Man is engaged. That sounds like artillery. Oh, that is artillery. When the gods came into being, their birth was described as extraordinary or miraculous. The gods had birthdays. So why do you think God told you to come worship your birthday? Because the gods had birthdays. See, y'all don't know that. Where do you think birthdays come from? Come from Egypt. Come from no white man. The gods had birthdays. This Egyptian book. This religion in ancient Egypt. The gods had birthdays. So that's why God never gave them a birthday. Because if God would have gave them a birthday when they came out of Egypt, they would have been celebrating their damn selves every day. Every day. Hello? You know how many of them it was? It was 600,000 men. I wasn't counting the women and children, so it had to be over 1 million, 2 million of them. Everybody would have had a birthday. They never would have got out of the wilderness. Too busy partying. Why you can't come out of the world? Doggone right, say it, Cleo.
Too busy partying.
Doggone right, you're too busy partying. That's why you can't. You're too busy celebrating your birthday, the day that you was born in America. Whether you have a birthday party or not, you celebrate your behind every day. That's what you try to do. You try to celebrate self.
When I was in
You think it's an honor that you was born.
party,
You think it was an honor that you was born in the world, whether you celebrate the day and have a cake and some ice cream or not.
yeah.
They got angry when they didn't do it.
You still think it's an honor when that day come around. The gods had birthdays, and those of certain deities were celebrated on 5 abdominal days. 5 abdominal days that were added to the Egyptian calendar of 12 30-day months to make a 365-day a year. They add the other 5 days so they can celebrate their birthdays. That's why you got 365 days in a year. The Egyptians added, and we adopted. The Greeks adopted. The Dionysius and all of them Romans adopted 365 days from the Egyptians so they can celebrate their God's birthday and their festival days. What you want, Mike?
So the Egyptians was the ones that started the calendar.
Yes, they
Calendar
will.
day.
Yes, they did.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything in Genesis we read right here, they personified. It said, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which was above the firmament, and it was so. That got to be true. But you got your waters, you got the earth is there, right? God called the firmament, heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. God said, let there be waters under the heaven. Is that moisture? Huh?
Yes.
Let there be waters under the heaven, be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land, Legel appear. Legel, dry land. Hello? What? And God called the dry land Geb? Now it's earth. They named it Geb. Told you. Here we go right here. And the gathering together of the water, called it seas. They call it the Nile River and the floods. That's the Nile River. God saw it was good. God said, let the earth bring forth grass. So grass would be children of who? Grass would be the children of who? Yeah. The yielding seed, the fruit tree. Yeah, there you go. Fruit. Not this kind. The seed is in itself. So the seed is in the tree. That come out of Geb too, right?
Yeah.
And itself up on the
Earth.
Gad.
And Gail brought forth grass. Huh? That's what they believe. What do they call the people? What do they call that place over there? Earth. Thank you. The knowledge of the earth. Call it earth science. Science means knowledge. That's what they teach.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Exactly what they teach over there. You go out there, you can see it on the side. This is it right there.
Wow.
This is the true creation. What I'm reading is true creation. What I'm reading is true creation. That's perverted creation. That's perverted creation right there.
Oh, okay.
Atum would be considered to be God. He created himself. That's perverted creation right there. That's perverted Genesis right there. That's Genesis perverted right there. That's Genesis right there perverted. That's what you're looking at. Genesis perverted. That's what that is. I thank God he reminded me to read this to you. There you go right there. This is what they perverted. They didn't know. Let's read it. You got it all written down. I showed you Hathor. Up under Hathor would be the what? Stars, right? All right, you like to see. I'm in verse number 8. The earth brought forth grass out of who? Who's the earth?
Yeah.
Herb yielding seed after its kind out of who?
Yeah.
Tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself out of who?
Yeah.
After his kind, and God saw that it was what? Even in the morning was the what? And God said, let there be lights in the firmament.
Nothing.
Let there be not lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day and night, and let them be for signs. They didn't understand it. They didn't understand the signs and the seasons. So they had to personify it, didn't they? They didn't understand those signs and seasons. Ain't nobody back here at this time. Ain't nobody living at this time God doing this. Ain't nobody living at this time that God's doing this in the book of Genesis. This has to be revealed to you. So if God don't reveal this to you, you don't know it. Well, he didn't give nothing to Mizraim. He gave it to Shem. Mizraim did not have this story right here. How did Mizraim hear about it? Thank you very much. Through Noah. And they took it and perverted it. This came through Seth, through Adam, didn't it? You don't find Mizraim in the 5th chapter. Noah was the one who preached it to Ham. They didn't know nothing about this. I can keep reading. He said, let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made 2 great lights. The greater light to rule the day, Atum, the lesser light to rule the night. Who is that? Who ruling the night? There you go right there. That's who ruling the night. Them your moon gods right there. Them your moon gods right there. Hey, them your moon gods right there. Dot. And who else? Kansu. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So them your moon gods right there. Them your moon gods right there. They didn't worship the moon, they had moon gods. They worshiped that sun, Atum. And God made 2 great lights. The greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. Atum. The lesser light is Thot and Kansu. The greater light is Atum. He called the sun god. Right? Right there. She's sun god.
Uh-oh.
She's sun god. Hello? Y'all see it now? Okay. So what?
17, when it read, then God set the firmaments of the heavens to give a tune upon give.
Yeah, to give light upon Geb, or Thot. Because the moon gives light upon earth too now. Stars do too now. And to rule over the day and over the night. What did Hathor do? What did Hathor do? What did Hathor do?
Ruled over the night.
What?
He ruled over the night.
Hathor.
Hathor.
What did Hathor do?
Swallowed the sun. She gave birth to the sun and then swallowed it.
She swallowed the sun at night and gave birth to it in the morning. There it goes, right there. And to rule over the day and over the night. So they said that Hathor swallowed the sun at night and she gave birth to it in the morning. Right? And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from darkness, and God saw that it was good. These were the invisible things of God you're looking at. You didn't have no firmament. God said, let there be a firmament. That's the invisible things of God. There's no firmament. These are invisible things of God. God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Waters was an invisible thing of God. Let us divide the waters from the waters. Because he's going to send a flood, ain't he? You had the waters up under the earth, and then the water came down from the sky. That's the waters he's separating for the flood. He know what he's doing. Yes, he doing. And then it says, and God called the firmament heaven. But that was invisible. The evening and the, what was the evening? There wasn't no such thing as evening. There wasn't no such thing as evening. The evening and the morning, second day. God revealed this to Moses. Moses the one who wrote this down. No man know this. These are the invisible things of God that it talks about in the book of Romans chapter 1. These are the invisible things of God. In Romans chapter 1, it said the invisible things of God are clearly seen by the things that appear. Here they go right here. These were the invisible things of God that we're reading about in Genesis. Right? And that's what it said, Cleo?
Yes.
What verse? But the invisible things of God are clearly seen. You at, Cleo?
Romans what?
Well, where you at? You don't know your Bible yet, do you? No? Tell me no.
No.
You best believe you don't know your Bible yet. Romans 1:20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. That's what you're reading about in Genesis. Starting at verse number 2. Starting at verse number 3. Light. First thing he put out is light. He don't work in no darkness. First thing he put out there is light. He put light out and he started working. First thing he makes is just nothing but light. Once he in light, he started working. Ain't nothing there but light. Then you see firmament. Then you see heaven. You understand? You got light, right? Right?
Yes.
And he divides the light from the darkness, right?
Yes.
Then the first thing you get is firmament, isn't it?
Yes.
That was invisible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. It was invisible. God made the firmament. He shaped the form. He moved the darkness out of the way. And he making the form and all over you. Those things was invisible. You can see it. Those things, everything we see was invisible. And everything we see right in this room, everything come in this room, come out of cursed ground, come out of earth. They took the elements together. They put the projectiles, you know what? They took the plastic and they took the metal and shaped it and formed it and put it and made a chair. The chair is cursed. Curse is the ground. You sit in the cursed chair. You carry a cursed Bible because it's made of the work of man's hands. I don't care what you say. The Bible is cursed. It's the work of man's hands. I didn't say the word. I said the book is the work of man's hands. I dare not call it a holy Bible. It's the work of man's hands. It's the work of man's hands. It's not this. This is what's holy. The word is in. You can't see it. That's real. That's why you got to have the word in it. This ain't going to do you no good anytime. This ain't going to do you no good anytime. God got a Bible. Hitler had a Bible. Charles Manson had a Bible. You got to turn about our Father. We act magnificent.